everyone, Caddy Damas here, round number 11, AOR America, PS4 division. Yes, you see it right, we are here at Abu Dhabi. Yes, because of a scheduling conflict at the end of the year when Abu Dhabi would normally be held, we have the Super Bowl, so we are holding Abu Dhabi on this normal off week. So I hope everyone is enjoying themselves and having a great Sunday evening. And I have a feeling we will be seeing no rain here at Abu Dhabi against my wishes. I was going to pay off the lobby host $20 to make it rain, but I didn't feel that would be fair. So anyway, on board with our current championship leader. Big news coming out of the league this week. Diego, unable to finish out the season. That opens up the championship like you wouldn't believe. Now, Camden Luca takes his spot on the top of the leaderboard by 15 points over Adriel Lockdock with RC7 in third, trailing by 39 points. So this championship has become wide open as we reach essentially the halfway point of the season here. Even though this is technically the last race of the year, it is not for us. Abu Dhabi, always a slightly tricky track. It's kind of hard to say, tricky track. But it's got a few different sections to it in terms of first section is a lot of high speed, some long straights, into this last section which has a lot of twisty bits as we ride on board here with Camden Luca in the Williams. Welcome. And unplugged my mic at the same time, so that was swift. Welcome, Bam Stex. We are riding on board here with Camden Luca as he approaches. Looks like that's possibly a Letty 88. Pulls over to the side on his outlap. See what kind of lap time our current championship leader can post. He always seems to be the first one out. And when I hear this race may be decided by tire strategy. Oh no, Kitsana retiring early. I don't know if there was a crash or perhaps a connection issue. I know he is using a different setup while he was traveling, so last week was his first week using it. Probably still getting used to it. And last week's race, in case you missed it, what were you doing? You should have been there. Wet race. Very exciting. As all the races are here. This section of the track is very tricky with a lot of tight bends. As we ride on board with the cockpit cam, at least it hasn't given us the mirror cam. I'm sure more to choose from. Let's see what kind of time Camden Luca can post, and it's a 1:36.2. Currently at the top. That is always a tricky corner right there. Very easy to run wide like he just did. Get some detail going up here. See what kind of tire strategies people are going with here. Oh, that's not the right. That's the button I was looking for. Let's get this or die in the Red Bull. Goes to the top. Halo experience with a 1:37 on those mediums. Anyway, as I was saying, tire strategy could be very important in this race, as I hear there is high degradation with the soft tires. So it could be very interesting. Ooh, I see a piece of wing there. That is perhaps where Camden Luca crashed out. Let's ride on board with the Alfa Romeo of Did Good. And see what kind of time. Oh, he runs wide. Out of camera shot. Manages to cross the line. Must have invalidated his lap time as one did not get posted. As JFD posts a 1:40.3 on the hard tires. Get it to win it. The other car out there on the hard tires at the moment looks like he's on a cooldown lap. Looks like he might be on a hot lap. With the Red Bull right in front of him, as we have quite a bit of a train here through the chicane. Hard to believe on this long of a track that you end up that close together. This, I'll be honest, is not my favorite track to race. I always seem to struggle a bit on here. I did some time trials earlier, and I realize now why I stick to commentary. We have a McLaren fan in the house. I'd like to run in the league. I've already signed up. What's your name on the AOR forum? Fan Stacks. I can look into that for you. Talk to the coordinator. We are always looking for reserve drivers. In fact, 2 of our reserve drivers are now full-time drivers with AKA Carusi and now a Blinn Machine who's taken over for Diego. Let's see what kind of time in it to win it can do on these hard tires. I'm sure it's going to take a few laps to get these up to temperature. Let's see who else we can do with some McLaren fans. Let's ride on board with RC and see what kind of time he can post on his outlap. Keep an eye on Blinn Machine as well. That boy is fast. He could be a real threat in these upcoming races. I need a bit of a drink. McLaren was a very good looking car. Real shame what happened to them in Mexico today. If you watch that race, Orlando Norris, 2 races in a row, he has not caught much of a break. Collision with Albon 2 weeks ago, and then the unfortunate pit incident today. First time I've ever seen them. Whoa, as we have a Toro Rosso sideways there. Not sure who that was. It looks like Camden Luca has retired as well. Interesting. Championship leader out of this race. But again, thank you for joining us, and if you are just joining us, yes, you are seeing this right. This is Abu Dhabi, normally the last race of the year, but since it conflicts with the Super Bowl, we are running it this week in our, what is normally an off week for most, for the rest of the league. So we will stay on board here with the McLaren and see what kind of time he can post. Currently 3rd in the championship standings. A little bit of a corner cut there, not sure if that invalidated the lap or not. We'll have to see if he backs off the lap or if he's still on it. It does look like he is still on it. The game thought that was okay. Looks like we have a Renault in the background trying to warm the tires. Most likely linked tick. Greetings S2V Danny NG. Welcome to the race this evening. So that reminds me, let me share the link on the Twitter. If you are on Twitter, feel free to follow me at Caddydamas. It is Abu Dhabi because the normal end of the year race would conflict with the Super Bowl here in America. So we are running the Abu Dhabi race this week, which is interesting. At first we were going to call it round 21, but then I was told to just call it round 11, because I figured that would be more confusing if it was called round 21. But anyway, that is the reason why. So what is normally an off week for the rest of the league, for us, it is essentially round 11 / round 21, as RC sets a new fastest lap with a 1:35.8. Hop on board with Get This or Die in the Red Bull. Share this on Twitter. That way, if anybody is following Apex Online on Twitter, hopefully you shall see it. And come join the race. So let's see if Get This or Die, who is on his outlap right now. Let's see who else we have. He's on an outlap. Looks like his teammate, Zamagolis, is on a hot lap, so let's ride on board with him and see what kind of time. My Twitter is at Caddydamas. CADDIEDANUS. Here, I'll type that in the chat so that way. If you want to follow me on Twitter, there it is. I post mostly Formula One related stuff where I work, and golf stuff. That's pretty much the primary things that I post. Let's stay on board. Zemagolis going into second place, so aka Carusi, he was on the mediums, he has decided to change. It looks like the soft tires are going to be the ones to be on to start the race if you want to set a good time, but I think you're going to want to be on a harder compound in order to thank you for the follow, sir. Get a little follow back. From what I understand, the soft tires will not last long here. Let's see who we have currently on an outlap as Adrian Lockdock now goes to the top, so you have your wish right now. McLaren's 1 and 2 at the top of the leaderboard as we approach just over 6 minutes to go. As Get This or Die is now running his hot lap, so let's ride on board, and let's get a good view. I find this corner very tricky right here, very easy to lock up. Always had issues with that corner. Not exactly my favorite, but let's see what he can do. What kind of time can he post? Right now he's got a 1:35.9. He needs about half a second, a little less, to get to the top, and can he do it? Not quite, but good enough for second at the moment, as we do have a yellow flag in Sector 3, as it looks like Red Bull getting out of the way. Let's ride on board there. I see a Blinn machine, like he is just about done his lap. The newest full-time driver taking over Diego's seat in that Racing Point. It only took me 11 rounds, but I can actually call it a Racing Point. That is good enough for 7th right now. Or if he will do a cool-down lap perhaps and probably give it another go, because it looks like Fatal Experience is going into the pits. We have, let's just ride on board here with Porsche 19 in the Toro Rosso. Let's see what kind of time he is going to be able to post. Looks like he's still on his out lap, still got a ways to go. We're going to find anybody running a hot lap at the moment. I think Get This or Die is going to be doing 2 laps on these tires, I can't imagine. So this definitely could be a 2-stop race, but at the same time, again, one of the longest pit lanes that there is in this game. I find this pit lane very annoying, having to go under the bridge and then out. So I almost think you may want to sacrifice a bit of qualifying position to go on the harder compounded tires and try to make it a 1-stop race, perhaps go medium to hard. You may be able to go soft to hard, but you may be suffering some tire wear at the end. But as you saw what Lewis Hamilton did today at Mexico, or Max Verstappen even more, that boy, I don't know how he ran that entire race on those tires pretty much. That was pretty amazing. Let's see, it looks like Porsche started his hot lap, so let's ride on board. Letty88 has not, looks like he is just getting started here. Saving it to the end, waiting for that track to rubber up. As we have about 3.5 minutes to go in this qualifying session. And I won't be getting my commentator's wish of getting any rain tonight, because that would take a miracle here. Maybe a camel will wander onto the track or something. Are camels in Abu Dhabi? I don't know. I just kind of associate the Middle East with camels. Doubt it. Looks like the grandstands are full tonight, as everyone in Abu Dhabi has come out to enjoy this wonderful night of racing. Very close at the top, our current championship leader, Camden Luca, who has retired, down in 6th place right now. So with a 15-point margin, this could be Adrian Lockdock's time to close that gap up in this race. We will have to see. We are 2 minutes and 45 seconds left in this qualifying. We're going to find out who's going to come out on top. I have to think that if you're going to be doing a hot lap, one more lap, you're going to be coming out fairly soon. Let's see what kind of time. Runs a little bit wide going in the last corner, but what kind of time can Porsche post? 1:35.9, good enough for 5th at the moment. Who have we not ridden on board yet? Let's get on board with Aleti. The Racing Point. Let's see what kind of time Aleti can post. A little bit down in Sector 2 compared to his previous time. Might not be pushing it quite as hard. Yeah, it doesn't look like he's pushing this lap. This might be a cool down lap. He probably is getting out of the way. He's right on board here with Get It to Win It in the Toro Rosso. That tripped me out for a second. That's a car coming out of the pits. That was weird how the gamer tag was under the road. What I'm talking about this track. It weirds me out with that pit lane right there. On the medium tires, currently in 10th. He'd be able to improve on the 137. See what he can do. Like April Lockdock getting out of the way. Not even a 1/10 of a second separating our top two. The two Red Bulls right behind McLaren and Red Bull at the top. Wouldn't that be something to see in real life? I tell you what, I would personally love that. Gotta get it done. I don't mind for Mercedes or Ferrari, but you just get sick of watching the same two teams all the time battle it out. It's nice to see Red Bull battling a little bit, but really it's only one driver this year. Albon didn't do too bad today, but he's no Max Verstappen. Let's see what kind of time we have. 35 seconds to go. Experience in the Ferrari getting out of the way. Let's see if he can improve on the 1:37.0 as RC has retired. Yes, he does. A 1:35.7 on the medium tires. That is a tasty lap right there on those tires. Let's see who we have not ridden on aboard with this time. No. Right on board with JFD44. Let's see what kind of time he could post as qualifying is now up. These laps count as he backs off. He's not going to improve on his time. Aleti, what can he do? He's only good enough for 8th, 1:36.2. AKA Carusi is abandoning this lap and retiring from the session. And the Red Bull of Get This or Die improve. The Lockdock should be out there, a little farther back, so stay on board here with the Red Bull. He needs to make up about a little over 2/10 of a second in order to claim pole position and hope Adrian Lockdock does not improve. Big story here, no Diego anymore. Unable to make the rest of the season. Camden Luca is our new championship leader, and he is down in 9th place. Second and third in the championship are lining up 1 and 2 on the grid as of this moment. Can the Red Bull of Get This or Die spoil the McLaren party at the top? Yes, he can with a 1:35.4. Now the question is, does Adrian Lockdock, does he have a good enough lap? Is down on his Delta, and he reclaims it with a 1:35.0. So Get This or Die, splitting the McLarens at the top, and that looks like that is going to be it. Adrian Lockdock claiming pole position in the dying moments with a 1:35.002. The Red Bull of Get This or Die lining up second with RC and the other McLaren in third. Get It to Win It in the Toro Rosso in fourth. Zamagolis in the Red Bull in fifth. Porsche 19 in the Toro Rosso in sixth. Blinn Machine in the Racing Point in seventh, aka Carusi in the Mercedes in eighth. Aleti 88 in the Racing Point in ninth. And Camden Luca, our championship leader, rounding out the top 10, and that is it for qualifying as we get ready to head under the lights in Abu Dhabi, ready to start round number 11. And we'll take a quick look down the running order, look at some tire choices. Get It to Win It. They're in 4th on those medium tires, a.k.a. Carusi in 8th, and Aletti all with the mediums. Well, gotta think the guys outside the top 10 may have a bit of an advantage here today with free tire choice. Perhaps we will see some of them starting on the hard tires, or at least the mediums. That would be my guess, is to go a medium to hard strategy or hard to medium. But we shall see. Look at those yachts in that bay right there. That is, I didn't start that guy tonight anyway, I don't care. And a quick drink before we get started here. I hope everybody is having a great Sunday evening. We are in for an exciting race, I have a feeling. Yeah, you know, I mean, that's probably what the guys on the soft tires are going to do, is the 2-stop. But the length of this pit lane, it could be the advantage to the guys that can do it on a 1-stop. We shall see, though, what kind of pace everybody has on the tires. From what I understand, soft tires have a high degradation rate, especially on the high fuel. Okay, there we go. 10 seconds left. And we shall get started for the formation lap. As you can see, the crowd is quite excited. People are cheering. Yes, they are excited. Look at it, they're all simultaneously. Yes, yes. As we get started on the formation lap, let's put up. Let's see, I want to see some titles, and I want to see some telemetry, and I want to see some lap data. Let's run it down the order as they are out in the formation lap. Adrian Lockdock in the McLaren on pole position. Get this or die in the Red Bull, lining up 2nd. RC in the other McLaren lining up 3rd. Yep. Yeah, we'll see what the tire difference ends up being like. Who's got the pace tonight? Get It to Win It lining up in 4th. Zemagolis in the Red Bull lining up in 5th. Porsche 19 in the Toro Rosso in 6th. Blind Machine, our newest full-time racer, in the Racing Point in 7th place. A.k.a. Carusi in the McLaren lining up in 8th place. Aletti 88 in the other Racing Point in 9th. Camden Luca, our championship leader, back in 10th place. Fatal Experience in the Ferrari lining up in 11th. JFD 44 in the Renault lining up in 12th. His teammate in the other Renault, Link Tick, right behind him in 13th. Both on the hard tires. Only 2 starting on the hards. Did good. Decided tonight to participate in the formation lap. That is nice to see. In the Alfa Romeo lining up in 14th, and Kitsana in the Haas lining up in 15th. We shall see as they are into Sector 3 and getting ready to line up on the grid. We shall start round number 11, the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix at Yas Marina. I just love the look of those McLarens. Man, that is just a great color combo. As the computer has taken over, Adrian Lockdock finding his position on the grid. Interesting. I'd much rather have, I think, the inside line. And is it just me, or does this car look like it's really angled to the right? But from Mexico is a 2-stop as well, but it's better on 1-stop. Yeah. There's a reason I commentate now and don't race, because I was just never good at tire strategy. It was always pure luck as the lights are coming on. 5 red lights. Let's get ready to go. And this is a terrible angle, but it looks like a pretty good start from Get This or Die on that inside line, as well as RC. Looks like he's got the inside line on his teammate. Adrian Lockdock looks like he is struggling off the line as he has lost 3 positions. Get It to Win It gets by as well. Not the start Adrian Lockdock was looking for. Camden Luca also going backwards. Porsche 19 going backwards. Not the start some of these guys were looking for, but get this or die out in front with RC right behind him. Getting to win it in the Toro Rosso right behind them. And Adrian Lockdock, who has recovered from that poor start, now looking to make up some positions. Excuse me, he has dropped all the way down to 4th place. He has dropped 3 positions. Porsche has dropped 2 positions. Kitsana up 3 positions. You have to watch Kitsana sometimes when he starts from the back because he has a tendency to make up a lot of positions, as we have a fight for 2nd place here between Get It to Win It and RC, but RC manages to hang on. It does allow Get This or Die in the Red Bull to get a little bit of a gap in front. Man has faith in the McLarens that he will get back up there. I don't doubt him, as Porsche 19 has already picked up a 5-second penalty. That must have been a heck of a corner cut. And let's just take a quick look down the field as we are getting ready to complete lap number 1. That is a nice looking helmet that Get It to Win It has right there. As Get This or Die leads them through his blend machine in the Toro Rosso. See what kind of speed he has. Himself and AKA Carusi, the 2 newest full-time drivers in the league, looking to make their mark, as it looks like Porsche has retired from the session. That is unfortunate. Fortunate indeed, as Kitsana has gotten by both of the... Give me a view here. What are you doing, cameraman? He's right on the back of our championship leader, Camden Luca. Porsche has left the session. It is unfortunate. Perhaps maybe some connection issues. It's hard to say, as Get It to Win It looks like he has gotten by RC. We were looking down the field. So now the McLaren's running 3rd and 4th, not the position they were hoping to be in right now. As the Red Bull leads them with the Toro Rosso in 2nd. Honda Power in front of this race at the moment. Renault Power right behind. We shall see. They're only on lap 2 of 28. As we have some pretty good battles shaping up here. As Blend Machine. Wait, yeah, there we go. I was gonna say, like, he said he was a lot closer than he was. I'm like, he's not that close. Come on, game. May not be the best judge of distance, but I could tell he was in 0.03 seconds behind. Thank you very much. Let's see what AKA Carusi is up to. His DRS is enabled this lap, so you want to stay within that 1 second gap, because especially this first DRS zone, you can make up some time. You really catch some air over that bump, I noticed when I was doing some time trial. It's been a while since I had driven this track before today. I remember why I didn't like it. Tend to lock up about every corner. Let's see if the DRS can give this Mercedes the advantage. Close up on the back of the Racing Point. You want to get as close as possible. That way you can hopefully make the pass in the next DRS zone. Who gets the better exit here? Looks like it was pretty equal coming out of there. Is the DRS going to be enough? Look at the closing speed to the outside, to the inside. Looks like he's got the move done clean as you like. The power of the DRS. Looks like we are getting a little bit of a train forming here at the front. And you gotta wonder, this tire strategy of Get It to Win It, this could win him this race right here. He goes from mediums to hards and goes for the one stop. Did good, picks up a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. Right now, this train at the front is looking like the best battle. As you can see, the top 4 all right there. This is a la Mexico today, if you watch that race. There's numerous shots where you can see the top 4 all in one shot, close together. Let's hope for a little more battling and passing than we saw in Mexico today. Let's see, Adrian Lockdock starting on pole, dropping back into 4th place. I have to put in some laps as it looks like getting it to win it. Got a great exit out of that corner. Now with the help of DRS, is he going to be able to make a move on the Red Bull for the lead? To be able to close up to the inside. It looks like he's side by side. Looks like he has got it done. Takes over the lead. Oh, those medium tires coming into their own right now. Get it to win it, but get this or die is not giving up that easy. He goes to the outside. Wheel to wheel, not able to get the move done. That is a tough place to pass on the outside. Does stay close as it looks like Adrian Lockdock has gotten by his teammate. They have switched positions. Not intentionally. Let's see if RC can close back up to his teammate and get by. Looks like we are in for an exciting race if these first 4 laps are any indication. None of these guys are building that much of a gap to be able to extend their lead and get out of that DRS zone. Although get it to win, it does get a great exit out of that last corner. Can the Red Bull close up a little bit? Adrian Lockdock is just outside of DRS range. Close up the gap a little bit. It looks like Get This or Die is going to be out of DRS range. This could be the medium tires. Right here, this could be the difference. Looks like Get This or Die is struggling a little bit, losing some time here and there. Allowing Adrian Lockdock to close back up. Is RC close enough to make a move? Should have DRS. I can't quite tell. Yes, indeed. I heard the beep there. So, looks like this could be a slipstream battle here. Adrian Lockdock got a great exit off of that corner. He is closing up on the Red Bull. He is battling back, going to the inside. Late braking. Job done. Back up into 2nd place. So after that shaky start, he is starting to show his speed now. Now he's going to have his sights set on the Toro Rosso, trying to close up that gap to get it to win it. Trying to use these soft tires for all they're worth while they got life left in them. Get This or Die still hanging around. RC right there. Bit of a gap back to Blinn Machine, and then Zemagola is back there in 6th with a Letty in 7th. JFD running in 8th. Those hard tires, Fatal Experience in the Ferrari in 9th right now. Link Tick with the hard tires in 10th, and then Katsana just outside the points in 11th, aka Carusi, who has already come in to put on those hard tires. Camden Luke, our championship leader, back down in 13th right now, so got a lot of work to do. This championship gap could be closed up. We could have a new championship leader at the end of this race. We shall see. Not quite close enough for DRS this lap, although RC is closing up on the Red Bull, who looks like he is struggling right now on those tires. He's getting passed left and right to the outside. Looks like he is little wheel-to-wheel contact. Oh, a little more wheel-to-wheel contact. As he holds the position. A little rubbing. Doesn't look like any damage to either car. It's a tough foot fair there, depending on your point of view. Is that you, WV Phil? At the World... Yeah. You lucky dog. Enjoy yourself. I'm not so much of a Nats fan because I live in Georgia. I'm more of a Braves fan, but, you know, still the World Series. I don't blame you for missing a race to go to the World Series. Looks like Get This or Die is definitely some wing damage, perhaps. Really hard to tell as both he and RC come into the pits. Remember last week, RC really had some tough luck in the pits. It's, I believe it was the Racing Points double stacked in front of him, and he got held in the pits for an extended period of time. Let's see where we have some battles going on here, if we have any. Who's the closest battle? We'll ride on board here with our leader right now. You get it to win it. Let's see how many positions he has moved up. 3 positions. Blend Machine up 4 right now. Aleti up 5. JFD, our biggest mover, up 7 positions on those hard tires. I called it. That, you know, somebody outside the top 10 starting on an alternate strategy could have an advantage in this race. We shall see if I was right or if I was wrong on that one. Looks like our closest battle right now is between the Pink Panthers. A Racing Point battle here. Looked like Blend Machine got a little wide coming out of that chicane. And Aleti is definitely closing up, but not quite close enough to make a move right there. Really tough in this last section of the track to make a pass unless somebody ahead of you screws up. It's very hard to go side by side on a lot of these sections. This is just such a tough corner. Yep, I've been there. Trying to correct the steering back and forth. Trying to keep it in a straight line and not lock up. We'll see if he can stay close enough to make a run on his teammate somewhere in Sector 1. As RC has come out in 7th and get this or die in 8th place right now after their pit stop. And it does look like they are going to go with the 2-stop strategy. The soft, medium, medium strategy. Looks like that is what they will be employing. Kind of wonder, will Adrian Lockdock and Blend Machine follow them in soon? As Letty, very late on the brakes there, but closed right up to his teammate, and now he is right behind. You gotta wonder if those soft tires are really starting to struggle. You may want to be getting off those sooner rather than later, as his teammate is, that DRS is powerful. And it looks like he is going to get the move done clean as you like. Now the question is, will Adrian Lockdock come into the pits this lap, or will he push it for another couple laps and try to go on the hard tires? Let's see what kind of... Looks like we have a good battle here between RC and Get This, as they are both on a fresh set of mediums. As it looks like the Red Bull is closing up on that McLaren. Now that he has a fresh set of tires, he looks like a new man in that car. Getting an eye, and it does not look like he's going into the pits up there yet. I'll stay on board with this battle because this is the closest one on track right now. One machine just under a second behind his teammate. We'll keep an eye on that battle. No, now he's back over a second. Let's get a little better camera view here. Sometimes that broadcast cam decides it wants to show things that don't involve race cars for whatever reason. So when in doubt, we'll switch to the cockpit cam and see what we can see from this view. Take a look from the driver's perspective, as they are, in fact, closing up on Fatal Experience, it looks like. In fact, yes, Blend Machine has come into the pits, as has Adrian Lockdock into the pits. Fatal Experience kind of got out of the way there. Looked like, yes, in fact, the other McLaren coming out just ahead. So once again, it looks like we are going to have a little teammate battle. Okay, now I'm really confused. Are they on the softs or are they on the mediums game? Okay, it says mediums on the left, but those definitely look like soft tires. Those look like soft tires. Those are definitely mediums. Now I'm just really confused. This game confuses me a lot. You know, you'd think with all these updates that they have, they said a big update the other day, you'd think that they would have an update that would fix this. If you're watching anybody from Codemasters, and I doubt you are, but really? And give us more camera views. I mean, that's not the worst one in the world here when I switch to broadcast cam, but seriously, give me more than broadcast cam or cockpit cam. Like, let me choose some of these great broadcast views. Like right here. That's a fine view. Or the helicopter view. That's a fine view. I could watch these all day. Ooh, as RC has picked up a penalty. 3 seconds as we are on lap 10 of 28. A third of the way through this race. And right now, this really could be a tire battle. As it looks like Letty is in the pits. I'd really like to know which tires these guys are actually on, whether they're on the mediums or whether they're on the soft tires. I mean, I gotta go with the mediums. I don't know. I'm going to go with what it says on the left, because I just don't believe the game a lot of times. We have a nice little train of cars right here. JFD has worked his way up because of the early pit stops from the other runners, all the way up into second place, starting on those hard tires. You have to think he's going to be one-stopping it onto a set of mediums. This could be an advantage for him. Could he be looking at a top 5 finish? Perhaps a podium finish? As Camden Luca, our championship leader, all the way back down into 11th place right now. Getting closer to Link Tick, but this is definitely going to narrow up the championship gap at the front. Really, halfway through the season, this could become anybody's championship to win. RC kind of got a little loose and lost a few tenths of a second there. Getting on the loud pedal a little too early while he was still on the curb. Since we do have the Haas man in the house, let's ride on board with your teammate for a minute, who appears to be kind of in no man's land here. Fortunately, a bit behind the next closest. Looks like we have a little bit of a battle right here, as it looks like Link Tick ran a little wide. Camden Luca took advantage of that, and he's going to try to close up on Blinn Machine, who is right behind the Red Bull of Zemagolis. We also have Letty, who is closing up on the back of AKA Carusi. We have a lot of battles going on right now, and I'm only one man. I can't watch them all. Let's see, it looks like we could have the Pink Panthers doing a double pass at the same time. Letty trying to get close enough to be able to use the DRS. You have to think it's going to be close enough. DRS open. This looks like it is going to be a no-brainer right here on those soft tires. So it looks like he is going possibly soft, hard. We shall see. Now, can his teammate, Blinn Machine, he goes to the outside of the Red Bull, almost a little too deep there, but manages to hang on. Both of them going on the soft tires, so that's going to be very interesting as to what tire they go on next. Will it be a set of mediums, or you have to think it would be a set of mediums, maybe a set of hards, depending on how long these last. We're definitely seeing a lot of different tire strategies in this race. Looks like Adrian Lockdock is closing that gap pretty significantly to JFD in the Renault, who has been out there for 11 laps. And get it to win it. Interesting. Get it to win it goes on to the soft tires. So it looks like he is going to go medium, soft. That is interesting. I would have thought he would have went hards and one stopped it to the end. I guess I was wrong. We shall see. As he comes out into 5th place now. So it looked like the undercut might have been the way to go. But let's see if Adrian Lockdock can regain this lead. Be close enough to have DRS open. Indeed he does. Closing on that Renault. Is he going to be close enough to make a move? No, it's going to be close, JFD. Oh, and we have a spin. Oh, that is unfortunate. Unfortunate indeed. The Renault just looked like a little side pod contact, and the Renault came off worse for wear, as Get This or Die has gotten by RC. As Fatal Experience sets the new fastest lap. JFD getting, or no, excuse me, RC getting a little loose off the curb. We've seen that a couple times from him tonight. Adrian Lockdock back up in front after that rough start from first down to fourth. Has worked his way back up into the lead. Stop cutting corners, RC. I know. There's a new bug in the game. And the game just puts on a tire that he wants, even though it's like soft tire. It might go for the soft. Yeah. Oh, come on now. You saying there's a bug in a Codemasters game? Ha. Surely not. What nonsense you speak, sir? There would never be a bug in a Codemasters game. I think that's what he is doing, is medium, soft, medium. I just figured him starting on the mediums, he would have went with a one-stop, a medium hard, but maybe the hard tires are not the tire to be on. JFD has recovered, but has lost a bit of his end plate there, as we have quite a train of cars right here. A Red Bull, a McLaren, and a Toro Rosso. Who is going to come out on top? Oh, we are 3 wide, and we have a Toro Rosso sandwich. Who's going to come off worse? And it looks like Get It to Win It does not quite get that one. It's a Toro Rosso sandwich you do not want to eat. That was gonna get spicy there for a second. Good thing nobody spun out of that one. I wonder if there was any wing damage, perhaps. I can't really tell from that angle. Oh, could you give me a farther away camera? It does not look like any wing damage there, as they are going side by side. What a camera shot here. Oh, contact made, and RC into the wall. That is unfortunate. That is a tough corner to be side by side on. Oh, that is unfortunate indeed. As things are getting a little sloppy here in this second stint of the race. We are seeing all kinds of things happen. A lot more contact than we saw at the beginning of the race. These guys are really pushing it right now, throwing caution to the wind. Right now, let's see what we have for battle. RC does go into the pits. What kind of tires will he come out on? Probably also getting a new front wing, if I had to guess. Looks like this is our closest on-track battle here between the Red Bull and the Toro Rosso. These two cars have been battling back and forth. Next year, going to have to get used to calling it the Alpha something, whatever it is. Not going to be Toro Rosso anymore. We're going to have an Alpha and an Alpha team. Soft, medium, possible. I honestly don't know. From what I've heard about the tire degradation on this track, I wouldn't think so. But I've been wrong many times before when I thought people weren't going to make tires last to the end. I just can't see how the medium to softs is going to be a viable strategy. Soft to medium? Possibly, if you really milk these tires. Well, that is a great view because I wanted to look to the right side of the car. Thanks. That's a little bit better. As Adrian Lockdock has stretched the lead out to just over 2.5 seconds. Let's take a run down the top 10 as they stand right now. As the McLaren of Adrian Lockdock started on pole down to 4th and has come all the way back up. Let's see what kind of position changes we have right now. Get It to Win It in the Toro Rosso up 2 positions. Led this race for a bit. Get This or Die in the Red Bull right now occupying the last podium position. A Letty 88 in the Racing Point currently in 4th place. A JFD yet to make his pit stop, running in 5th place. AKA Carusi in the Mercedes running in 6th. Excuse me, Blend Machine, our newest full-time driver in the Racing Point in 7th place right now. Zemagolis in the Red Bull in 8th place. Our championship leader Camden Luca back in 9th place at the moment. And rounding out the top 10, Link Tick in the Renault. RC after that unfortunate contact and spin back down to 11th place. And again, saying he's on the soft tires. Very interesting. Kitsana in 12th in the Haas, and Fatal Experience in the Ferrari down in 13th. And Did Good and Porsche have retired from this race. As Get It to Win It is closing that gap. It is down to under 2 seconds right now. I do enjoy F1. I gotta say, I just wish the real life racing was a little closer at the top. Hopefully the rule changes in 2021 will make it a little more competitive and a little easier for cars to battle. Seems like anytime a car gets within a second and a half, it has a hard time following. Oh, stay in bounds, buddy. Oh, yes. And my roommate is probably going nuts. Right now, Get It to Win It showing some impressive speed as he has closed that gap down to just over a second. Close enough to at least get a little bit of slipstream. And maybe close that gap up inside a second before the next DRS zone. I don't think so. Get This or Die has lost some time. God, that was a terrible camera view. Let's just, when in doubt, switch to the cockpit cam. I hate some of these views. Soft, medium, not possible. Yeah, I wouldn't think so. I think it is a two-stop race here. Now the question is, do you go for an early stop onto the mediums? Show tires. Sure, I can show the tires. That is the current tires at the moment. Adriel Lockdock, I don't know which to believe. It says he's on the mediums, and it shows he's on the softs there. Get It to Win It says softs, and he's on softs. Get This or Die is actually on the mediums. Letty on the soft tires. K.A. Cruzy on some 12-lap-old hard tires. Blend Machine on some soft tires. Zemagolis on some mediums, Camden Luca on some hard tires, and JFD, who is just pitted, on some medium tires. Okay, see, it says he's on the hard tires, but once again it is showing the soft tires. That is just killing me. How am I supposed to commentate on this, Codemasters, when you tell me one thing on the left and you show me one thing on the visual? Make up your mind which one it is. I have to think that RC's on the hard tires, that he would push those hard tires too. I can't imagine he would go on to the softs. He can't make those last to the end. Now it's a question of who's going to blink first and pit for a fresh set of tires. The Toro Rosso closing to the outside. Is it going to be able to get the move done? We've seen some contact here before. Not quite. To take a tighter line into the second part of that chicane and just could not make the move stick and thought better of it and backed out. Adriel Lockdock with some great defending there, forcing him to go to the outside. Not the preferred line on that corner. As we have quite a battle shaping up for the lead of this race right now. Get It to Win It looks like he has some great speed tonight. Has closed down that gap, which was over about 2.5 seconds just a few laps ago. Soft tires are really showing their worth right now, but is he pushing them too hard? Taking all the life out of him. Gotta think you want to get another lap or two out of these before he goes to the medium tires, which is what I'm assuming he's going on to. And he might try to go medium soft. It is yet to be determined. Wait, why was the car reversed? Oh, he stepped out of bounds. That's unfortunate. I'm surprised I don't hear a groan coming from the other room. But anyway, back to the action. Get It to Win It, gonna line it up again. Adriel Lockdock going to the left to defend. I don't know if he's gonna be able to defend from this one. Alright, looks like I see a McLaren in the rearview mirror. He has got the move done to take over the lead of this race. Toro Rosso Get It to Win It back up to first. Now what can Adriel Lockdock do? Is he going to be able to have enough speed to get back up there? I really wish I knew which tire he was actually on. This game is confusing me. As AKA Carusi has moved up to fourth. Demagolas, Camden Luca back up into 6th place, our championship leader. And in case you're just joining us, the big news out of the league, our past championship leader, Diego, unable to finish out the season. So now the championship is wide open. Camden Luca with a 15-point lead over Adrian Lockdock right now. Oh, it is great to see some good battles here, you know? Good clean racing, that's the name of the game. Too many battles to keep an eye on. You gotta like good clean racing. Let's see who else we have making some moves. It looks like Adrian Lockdock has lost the DRS range on Get It to Win It. His teammate trying to come back after an unfortunate spin. We're going side by side with our current race leader. It looks like Get This or Die, first man to blink, going for the undercut. Coming out on what looks to be soft tires. Game telling me soft tires, and they look like soft tires. That I can believe for once. Let's see what he can do. Letty on some fresh mediums, looking to get back up there. Don't think Camden Luca is going to make these hard tires last to the end. That would be very impressive. Telemetry tires are correct. The visual. Oh, okay, so it's the visual glitch. That's what I'm going by, is what's on the left. I remember the past glitches of that, but yeah, it's still tripping me out. I promise I don't do drugs anymore. For Lockdock, looks like he is losing some time. Perhaps his tires are starting to go off, and yep, they both are coming into the pits. Is AKA Carusi going to be close enough? He's gonna have to come into the pits again. You gotta think Zemagolis is going to have to come into the pits again. There's a little bit of a Red Bull battle here. Let's see how far ahead they come out in front of Get This or Die. Should be in a net third place after the pit stops play out here. So it looks like Get It to Win It has actually extended his lead, and now is 2.5 seconds ahead as they both come out on fresh soft tires. So this is going to be quite the battle, I think, coming down to it. Adrian Lockdock, you know he wants this win. Started on pole, struggled at the start of the race, had to lead back. The Toro Rosso, Get It to Win It, has looked awfully strong tonight. Can he hold it together for the remaining 8+ laps, 8.5 laps left? He should be able to hold on, barring any kind of mistake, and it looks like a little Red Bull switcheroo there. 13-lap-old medium tires. It looks like he's also going to get passed by Letty going to the outside. Is he going to be able to make the move stick? Not quite. Just not close enough to make that move stick right now. Keep an eye on that gap in the front. Right now, this is our closest battle. Camden Luca is doing a great job to battle back to 6th place. They're struggling in qualifying and falling back early. Championship leader looking for those points, trying to maintain his lead as Letty is just looking for a way around. Zemagolis comes into the pits. Letty gets by, and it looks like he had a Ferrari in. Was that a Ferrari? No, I couldn't tell who that was in front of him. Sana just outside the points. JFD, after the spin earlier, has worked his way back up into 6th place, so that is a good showing. Let's take a quick look at the position changes. Yeah, he is up 6 positions. Camden Luca up 5. Letty up 5. Get It to Win It up 3. Those are our biggest movers right now. Back to the tires so we can see what everybody's working with, but I do believe Camden Luca is definitely going to have to make another pit stop here before too long, because I don't think he's going to be able to make those hard tires last a last to the end of the race. That would be darn impressive. I really wish I could see a tire wear graphic so I could see what their tire wear is like, even if it's like that crappy one that they were showing on TV that nobody can understand. I'd take it. Let's go a little nose cam view here. Let's stick with this one for a minute there, broadcaster. Oh, come on, broadcast cam. You're killing me. You go to a good view, you literally stay there for 10 seconds. Let's see if the Renault can get by the Williams. I feel the Williams might be pitting here in this lap for a set of soft tires at the end. But I could be wrong. He may try a bold strategy and try to make those tires last to the end. Just don't know if that is possible. He is staying out. He is on those tires. 18 laps. I don't know if he can make them. It'd be 25 laps he would run on those tires by my calculations if he stays on them. That would be darn impressive. But hey, we saw Max Verstappen do what? What did he pit on lap 5 today, or 4 or 5, and make those last all the way to the end of the race at Mexico in the real life Grand Prix today? And they're only supposed to last 50 laps, so you never know. If it can happen in real life, it can happen in the game. What a terrible view, cameraman! He's going to make a pass. I don't need to see his rear wing. He's going to be able to make it stick. It looks like he's got the job done with the help of some DRS and some fresh tires. Up into 5th place. Well done, JFD. That gap in the front now is 5.2 seconds. Gotta think, getting it to win it. He's been in control of this race. He's looked very comfortable out there. Major Lockdock is falling farther behind. 5.4 seconds now. We start lap 23 of 28. We'll run down and see what everybody else is doing running around here. Fatal experience. We have not seen much of the Ferrari tonight. Running back in 13th place. Kind of running a race by himself back here. The other Renault of Link Tick in 12th place. Kitsana just outside the points. By a little ways, but also this is probably only the second week with the new setup, as he is traveling, so cut him a little slack here. RC, who was battling up at the top, started 3rd, and then after an unfortunate spin and come in and change his front wing, back in 10th place, clinging down to that last point. Zemagolis in the Red Bull in 9th right now. Blinn Machine in the Racing Point, I'm catching myself on that one, in 8th place, aka Carusi, as we have a battle again between the Renault and the Williams. Right on board with Carusi, because he looks like he has a good view as he goes for a move on the Williams of Camden Luca, and it looks like he's going to get it done. Some fresh, soft tires. Is he going to be able to make up some positions at the end of this race? Can he close up on the Renault of JFD? Keep an eye on some of the other gaps around, but right now, this battle for 5th, 6th, and 7th seems to be really heating up. I think a lot of these guys getting by Camden Luca, it's a lot to do with those 19-lap old hard tires. And it looks like he is going to make them last to the end. That is pretty darn impressive if he does. As you can see, the beautiful looking sky back there. I've never really noticed it because every time I've been at this track, I've been driving it, so I've never really looked up at the sky. That's well done, Masters. You made that look good, but you're still getting the visual glitches on tires, so just saying, priorities. But anyway, let's see if the Mercedes of Carusi catch up to the Renault and possibly get by for that 5th place. These guys have run a pretty darn good race, isn't it? The gap at the front is 5.7 seconds. You gotta think this is get it to win it's to lose right now. He's gotta keep running the laps he's running and he will get it done. JFD moves over to the left in an attempt to break the slipstream. Legal move, not doing any weaving, making a move. Nothing wrong with that one, but you can see the difference as Peruzzi just closed right up in the braking zone right there. A lot of that could be down to the tire difference. DRS active. Is he going to be able to get close enough to make a move? JFD defending, goes to the outside, then to the inside, and he gets the move done clean as you like right there. That was a nice little feint. Made him think he was going to the outside. Made JFD commit to defending over there, and he just cut it back to the inside to take over 5th place. Will JFD be able to fight with anything? Or is the tire difference too much? Stay close enough as we get down to that first straight in DRS zone. He may be able to get that position back. Ooh, as Peruzzi picks up a 3-second penalty as we watch him run wide. I haven't even really looked at the penalties because we've had so much battling going on, and at this point I'm not going to because we're too close to the end. When I remember, I know, well, we know Peruzzi has a penalty, I know RC has a penalty, Porsche had some penalties, but he's out of the race. Did Good had some penalties. Fatal Experience might have them. I saw his name pop up for a 3-second penalty somewhere along the line. The only ones I know of right now, as RC has gone for another pit stop, which has given Kitsana that last points-paying position. That is interesting. You must think he has a... There's Link Tick with a penalty. Gonna have to make up just over 10 seconds here in these last few laps. That's going to be a tough ask. So, Phil, if you're still here in the chat, your teammate is trying to scrape for that last points-paying position this evening. Right now, he's doing it. Looks like we're going to have a little bit of a battle here. Camden Luca could be losing another couple positions. 21-lap-old hard tires. I still can't believe he is making those hard tires last all to the end. I have to find out at the end of this race what his tire wear was at, because I didn't see any way that he'd be able to make those tires last to the end. And yet here we are with 3 laps to go. He has been on them for 21 laps, so that is mighty impressive, but he could be in danger of losing a couple more positions here to both the Racing Point of Blin Machine and the Red Bull behind of Zemagolis. I have a feeling he will. The Blin Machine closing up. You can see Camden Luca have to be very gentle into the braking zones. I'd really love to see what the tire wear on that Williams is right now. I mean, it's got to be 70%, if not more. He's got to be in the danger of the puncture zone, I would think. Gotta be up there. He pulls off to the left-hand side. I think he knows where his fate lies here. The Racing Point with DRS doesn't even really need to get behind to get the slipstream, and he is by. Is the Red Bull of Zemagolis going to be close enough to make a move down the inside? Is he going to go for a switchback? No, he didn't quite have it, but I would think with DRS here, well, although the Williams does have DRS, but those old tires, don't think he's going to be able to hold that position. Wheel to wheel. Oh, a little late on the brakes there by the Red Bull into the back of the Racing Point. That is not going to help your front wing. Focus so much on trying to outbrake Camden Luca that he outbroke himself a little bit. That gap in the front, still 5.5 seconds as we have 2 laps to go. It looks like Ginnett to win it in the Toro Rosso is going to take home the victory this evening. Let's see how many victories that is going to be for the man this year. That will be his 2nd victory. That will definitely spice things up at the top. Hard to do math on the fly, but so yeah, 133, another 25. Yep, it's going to close the gap pretty significantly right there. It should be in. Yep, it's going to make things spicy at the top of this leaderboard going into next week. Well, let's see if the Red Bulls got anything left in them with missing part of his wing. I don't know if he is going to be close enough. It doesn't look like he has DRS. As I'm guessing our leader here is entering the last sector and will be getting ready to start his final lap of the race. So we shall ride on board with the man as he looks for victory number 2 this season. Will he be able to take it down? One more lap to go. Adrian Lockdock in the McLaren, 5 seconds behind. Don't think he's going to be able to mount that hefty of a comeback with 1 lap, because that would be pretty darn impressive. We'll take a mighty corner cut without a penalty, excuse me. My brake situation just right. See his fuel blinking red, using every bit of it that he has. Still has a little DRS if he needs it. As he cranks it up to 4, he's going to drain every bit of that battery before the end of this race. As it looks like it is going to be a Toro Rosso on the top of the podium this evening as he enters Sector 3. Not many more corners to go. Under the lights here at Abu Dhabi. Round number 11. I know it's kind of weird that Abu Dhabi's round number 11, but in a way this is good because it'll allow Brazil to be the final race of the year. As it should be. Because that is an exciting track for racing. Fun track for racing. He rounds the last corner for victory number 2 on the year, weaving side to side as the checkered flag flies. Adrian Lockdock finishing second, but you know he wanted to win. And the Red Bull of Get This or Die looks like he will be coming home in 3rd, unless Aleti can make a last-ditch effort here into the final corner. Not quite Get This or Die, finishing 3rd on track, but Aleti taking 3rd after penalties applied. The Racing Point going to the top of the podium. This is AKA Carusi crossing the line in 5th, but with penalties, JFD takes 5th. Blend Machine looks like he is going to cross the line in 7th place. Our championship leader, Camden Luca, coming home in 8th place, and taking a wheel off for good measure. Well done to get those tires to go 25 laps, as Zenogolis has crashed out with only a few corners to go, allowing Kitsana to move up into 9th place. If you're still there, Phil, your teammate represented you well. And RC coming home to grab that last points-paying position. Great win there, Ginnett to win it. Great drive tonight. Well done, sir. Well done. As that rounds out the top 10. Ginnett to win it, and the Toro Rosso taking home the victory. Adrian Lockdock in the McLaren in 2nd. Aleti 88 in the Racing Point coming home in 3rd place. That is your podium this evening. Blend Machine in his first full-time race coming home in 7th place. But once again, Ginnett to win it on the top step of the podium here at Abu Dhabi. Comes out, look at it. He is excited. And who wouldn't be? Raising that trophy high, that is definitely going to make things a bit tighter at the top. As I believe we will have it's going to be very close. I can't do math on the fly right now and try to do multiple things, but it's going to make it awfully close now at the top. We will have to see come next week what the new standings are as we run down the order real quick before we sign off for the evening. Ginnett to win in the Toro Rosso. Congratulations on your victory this evening. Adrian Lockdock in the McLaren coming home in 2nd. Aleti in the Racing Point coming home in 3rd. Get This or Die in the Red Bull in 4th. JFD in the Renault in 5th. Carusi in the Mercedes. Blend Machine in the Racing Point in 7th. Camden Luca in the Williams in 8th. Kitsana in the Haas in 9th. RC 7. in the McLaren rounding out the top 10. Link, Tick, Zemagolis, Fatal Experience did good, and Porsche rounding out the grid. I am Caddy Damas. This has been round number 11, the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Join us next week for round number 12. I hope everyone has a great week. We will see you next week.